The invitation came at Maya Rivera's worst moment. She had been fired from her waitressing job. Again, this was the third restaurant she had been fired from this year. The manager said she was unreliable because she kept going to auditions. She had a string of unsuccessful auditions under her belt. Maya was sitting in her small apartment in Studio City. Her rent was due in 3 days. She had $47 in her bank account, and weighing on her spirit were 5 years of failed acting dreams. Her phone rang. Email. Sender unknown. Subject: the role of a lifetime. Special auditions. Maya almost deleted it. Spam. It had to be spam. But she opened it anyway. Desperate people tend to act in desperate ways. Dear Maya Rivera, you have been selected for a special audition. Role: a performance that will change your life. Condition: only 10 actors were selected. Only one will get the role. Location: Orpheum Theatre, downtown Los Angeles. Time: midnight, tonight. Attire: formal. This is Broadway. Don't be late. Tell no one. Don't bring your phone. The stage awaits you. DV. Maya stared at the email. It was insane, cryptic, probably dangerous. She should ignore it, delete it, stay home. But the Orpheum was a real theater. Historic, beautiful. It had been abandoned for decades, yet it remained real, and Maya had nothing to lose. She checked the time. 9:47 p.m. She had 2 hours to prepare. Get there. Find out if the offer was real or a scam. Have you ever been so desperate that you'd walk into obvious danger just for a chance? When does hope outweigh common sense? Maya grabbed her black dress. It was the dress she wore to funerals and important auditions. Tonight felt like both. The Orpheum Theatre stood in downtown, LA, like a ghost. Beautiful, decaying, forgotten. Maya arrived at 11:53 p.m. She arrived 7 minutes ahead of schedule. The street was empty, dark. Only one streetlight worked, flickering weakly. The theater's front doors were open, just slightly. Light spilled out. Warm, inviting, wrong. Maya's hands shook. This was stupid, dangerous, insane. But she walked through those doors anyway. Inside, the theater was breathtaking. The seats were made of red velvet, gold trim, crystal chandeliers. Everything was immaculately maintained. It seemed as though time had paused in 1950. 10 people stood in the lobby, 9 others. They were all approximately Maya's age. They were all dressed in formal attire. Everyone appeared nervous. A woman in a silver dress approached. Maya Rivera? Yes, good. You're the last one. We can begin. She handed Maya a number card. You're number 7. Maya looked at the card, heavy, embossed, real. What is this? Maya asked. What role are we auditioning for? The woman smiled. You'll see. Follow me. She led them through the lobby. She guided them through a corridor. She led them through double doors. They entered the theater itself. The stage was massive. The stage was empty, save for a single spotlight. The house lights were dim, but Maya could see every detail, every seat, every shadow. And in the center of the first row sat a man. He was beautiful. No, beautiful wasn't the right word. Perfect. Unnaturally perfect. Dark hair, sharp features. He was dressed in a tuxedo that appeared to be more expensive than Maya's car. He stood as they entered. Welcome, welcome. Please take your seats. His voice was smooth, hypnotic, the kind of voice that made you want to listen forever. The 10 actors sat in the first 2 rows. Maya sat in her assigned seat, number 7. The man walked onto the stage. Graceful, fluid, wrong. My name is Dominic Valmont. I'm a director, a curator of talent, a maker of stars. He smiled. His teeth were very white, very sharp. You are here because I saw something in each of you. Potential, hunger, desperation. The qualities that make outstanding actors. Maya's chest tightened. Desperation, he'd said desperation. Tonight, you are going to audition for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Literally. Dominic paced the stage. The role is simple. The vampire. The character in question is not a vampire. The vampire. The archetype. The role of a vampire is synonymous with perpetual performance. The vampire is a creature that wears masks and drinks deeply from life. A vampire role. Of course, half of Hollywood is making vampire content now. But this is not a film, Dominic continued. Not television, not theater. This is method acting at its purest. You will become the vampire. Fully, completely, eternally. The word eternally hung in the air. Heavy. Final. 10 of you are here. By dawn, only one will remain. The rest will exit the production. Exit the production. Maya felt a shiver run down her spine upon hearing this phrase. Each round you will perform. I will judge. One of you will be eliminated. They will leave through that door. Dominic pointed to a stage-left exit. And you will never see them again. One woman raised her hand. Number 3. What if we want to leave? What if we change our minds? Dominic's smile widened. You can't. The doors are locked. You agreed to audition when you walked through those doors. Now you must perform, or be eliminated. Number 3 stood up. This is insane. I'm leaving. She walked to the lobby doors. Pushed. They didn't move. She pushed harder. Nothing. She ran to the emergency exits. Locked. They were all locked. She pulled out her phone. No signal. I told you not to bring phones, Dominic said calmly. They don't work here. Nothing from the outside world works here. This theater exists outside time, outside law, outside everything. Number 3 turned to him. You can't keep us here. This is kidnapping, false imprisonment. This is theater. Dominic's eyes glowed, actually glowed, red. And the show must go on, Number 3 screamed. She dashed towards the doors once more. Number 3 pounded on the doors. Nobody moved to help her. Everyone was frozen, terrified. Shall we begin? Dominic asked. Number 1, you're up first. Number 1 was a man, early 20s, handsome, confident-looking. He walked onto the stage like he belonged there. Perform for me, Dominic said. A monologue. Any monologue. Show me why you deserve immortality. Number 1 cleared his throat, began a monologue from Hamlet. Classic, safe, boring, he was excellent. Technically good, hit all the right notes, made the right gestures, but there was no soul in it, no truth, just performance. He finished, bowed. He appeared to be pleased with himself. Dominic was silent for a long moment. Thank you. That was adequate. Eliminated. What? No, I was perfect. 2 figures emerged from the shadows. Tall, pale. They were moving too quickly for me to see clearly. They grabbed number 1. He screamed, fought, but they were too strong. They dragged him through the stage left door. His screams echoed, then stopped. Complete silence. This is the moment when you realize you're not in an audition. You're in a nightmare, and there's no waking up. Number 2, Dominic called. You're next. Number 2 was a woman, 30s, beautiful, terrified. She walked onto the stage, shaking. I can't do this. Then you're eliminated. No, wait, I'll perform. Too late. The shadows moved. Grabbed her. Gone. More screams. Then silence. 8 left. Number 3, Dominic said. The one who wanted to leave. Come. Perform. Prove you're worth keeping. Number 3 stood slowly. She made her way to the stage. She was crying. Please, she whispered. Please let me go. I have a daughter. She's 4. She needs me. Then perform for her, Dominic said. Show me a mother's love. Make me believe. Number 3 did a monologue. Through tears. Through terror. About love. About sacrifice. It's about continuing to live for those who depend on you. It was raw. Real. Heartbreaking. When she finished, Dominic actually smiled. Good, very good. You may stay. Number 3 collapsed in relief. They staggered off the stage. Number 4 performed. The performance featured a humorous monologue. He attempted to lighten the mood, make everyone laugh. Eliminated. Gone. 7 left. Number 5 performed. The performance was filled with drama, crying, begging, too much, overacted, eliminated. 6 left. Number 6 performed. Shakespeare. Perfect technique. No emotion. Eliminated. 5 left. It was Maya's turn. Number 7. Maya Rivera. Dominic's eyes found hers. I've been looking forward to you. Come. Show me what desperation looks like. Maya stood. Her legs barely worked. She climbed onto the stage. The spotlight was blinding. She couldn't see the audience, just Dominic. She stood in the light, watching and judging. Watching, judging. Perform, he said. Maya's mind went blank. What monologue? What character? What could she do that would save her life? Then she remembered. a monologue she'd written herself years ago, about a woman who'd given up everything for a dream that would never come true. She performed it. She performed it as herself, not as a character. As herself, Maya Rivera. Failed actress, desperate, broke, alone. She poured everything into it. Every rejection, every disappointment, every moment of wondering if she should just quit and go home. When she finished, tears streamed down her face. Dominic was silent, staring. Then, "Brava, you may stay." Maya nearly collapsed. She staggered off the stage. She was alive. For now, number 8 performed. Good, strong, technical. However, the performance lacked transcendence. Eliminated. 4 left. Number 9 performed. A man. 40s. Experienced. Brought depth. History. Truth. He stayed. 3 left, Maya, number 3, and number 9. Number 10 performed. A woman. Young. Hungry. She exudes a desperation similar to that of Maya. She did a contemporary piece about ambition. She spoke about selling your soul for fame. It was brilliant. When she finished, Dominic stood, walked onto the stage, circled her. "You understand, don't you?" he said. "What I'm offering. What the truth really is." Number 10 nodded. "You're a vampire, and you're not casting a role. Could you please clarify what you are selecting next? Student? Victim? Creation?" Dominic corrected. "I make vampires. Every century, I create one vampire. I choose the most talented. I also choose those who are the most desperate. They are the most deserving, and I give them eternity, fame, power. All the actors you've ever held in high regard are mine. Every star. Most of them were mine. They were all created by me. Given the gift of forever." The theater was silent. Everyone is processing. "You're insane," number 9 said. "No, I'm 500 years old. I've created 37 vampires. Each one became a legend. Garbo, Brando, Monroe, Dean. You hold these names in high esteem. Icons I made." Dominic smiled. "And tonight I will make one more. One of you 4. Have you ever been offered your dream and realized it was a nightmare? When success cost your soul? This is the final round," Dominic announced. "One more performance each. The winner receives all the rewards, becomes eternal. The rest, well, you can't leave. You know too much, so you'll feed my current creations. Nothing personal, just practical." Maya's blood ran cold. She was going to die tonight. That is, unless she emerged victorious. Alternatively, she could transform into a vampire. Number 3. You're first. Number 3 stood. "I have a daughter. I told you. I can't die. She needs me." "Then when," Dominic said simply, "she performed. She delivered the same monologue she had before, about love. She spoke about the importance of staying alive for others, but this time the fear was too much. She stumbled, forgot lines. Broke down. Dominic watched impassively. "I'm sorry. Eliminated." "No, no! My daughter!" The shadows took her. Her screams echoed through the theater. Then silence. Maya felt sick. She was going to die. She was going to... Number 9. The man performed. Brilliantly. Years of experience were evident. He was a real actor. He demonstrated the qualities of a true artist. When he finished, Dominic applauded. "Magnificent. Truly. If the present were any other century, I'd choose you. But..." He tilted his head. "You're too old. I need someone hungry. I need someone who will thrive for centuries. You've already lived. I need someone just beginning." Eliminated. The man didn't even fight. The man simply walked toward the door, accepted it, gone. Only 2 left. "Maya and number 10. Ladies," Dominic said. "One of you will become immortal. The other will die. Give me everything. This is your final performance. Your best, your truest. Show me your soul." Number 10 went first. Number 10 walked onto the stage. Her name was Jade. Maya had heard her introduce herself in the lobby. Before everything went awry, Jade was in her 20s. Jade was young. 23, maybe. Beautiful. She was the type of girl who seemed to be destined for the spotlight. She stood in the spotlight. She paused to take a breath, and began. Her monologue was original. She authored the monologue herself. She wrote a monologue about a girl who came to Hollywood with dreams and watched them slowly die. The story unfolds year by year. The story unfolds from audition to audition. She continued this process until she felt empty. Empty. She felt nothing but hunger. It was Maya's story. But Jade performed it like it was hers. And maybe it was. Maybe they were all the same. All the desperate actors who came to Los Angeles chasing fame and found only disappointment. Jade's performance was raw, brutal, honest. She screamed. She cried. She bled emotion onto the stage. When she finished, the theater was silent. Dominic stood. He confidently made his way onto the stage. He circled her like a predator. "Extraordinary," he said. "You've suffered. I can taste it. The rejection, the poverty, the gradual fading of hope is a profound experience. You're perfect." Jade smiled through tears. "Does that mean I win?" "Perhaps, but Maya hasn't performed yet." Dominic looked at Maya. "And I have a feeling she has something special to show me." Maya's stomach twisted. She had to beat that. She needed to surpass perfection. How do you compete with perfection when your life depends on it? Maya stood. She made her way to the stage. Her legs felt like water. She stood in the spotlight, looked at Dominic, this 500-year-old vampire who made movie stars. He held her life in his hands. "I don't have a monologue prepared," Maya said. "Not one that can beat that." Dominic raised an eyebrow. "Then you lose." "Wait, let me finish." Maya's voice was stronger now. "I can't beat her performance. She's better than me, more talented, more beautiful, more everything. If this was a fair competition, she'd win. It is fair. Perform or die." But here's the thing. Maya looked at Jade. She then turned her gaze back to Dominic. She wants to be famous. She wants the Hollywood dream. She dreams of red carpets, magazine covers, and Oscar speeches. That's why she came here. That's what drives her. "And you don't want that?" Dominic asked. "I did. For 5 years I wanted it so badly I could taste it. But you know what I realized tonight? Fame is just another performance, another mask, another lie." Maya stepped closer to Dominic. "You don't want an actress who loves the spotlight. You want an actress who understands what you are. What vampires are? Eternal performers. Vampires are forever clad in masks, never showing the truth beneath." Dominic was very still, listening. "Jade will be a beautiful vampire," Maya continued, "but she'll be miserable, because fame isn't what you're offering. You're offering immortality, centuries of watching the world change, watching everyone you love die. Witnessing your own transformation into a monster rather than a human being is a profound experience. That's the real role. This is the true role, not the glamour. The horror." The theater was silent. Even the shadows seemed to be listening. "So here's my audition," Maya said. "I won't be portraying a character. I'm going to show you the truth. I'm terrified. I'm desperate. I don't want to die. But I also don't want to be what you are. I've seen what immortality looks like, lonely, hungry, endless. That's not a gift. That's a curse." She took a breath. "But I'll take it anyway. Living as a monster is preferable to dying as nothing. That's my performance. That's my truth. Choose me or don't. But don't choose someone who thinks the experience is a prize. Choose someone who knows it's a nightmare, because that person will survive it," Maya finished. Stepped back, waited. Dominic stared at her. His eyes are completely black now. Vampire eyes. Then he smiled. "Brava, you understand. Finally, someone who understands." He turned to Jade. "You performed beautifully. Technically, your performance was superior to Maya's. But Maya is right. You want fame. And fame is fleeting. Even for vampires, fame is not permanent. For vampires, fame is not permanent. You'd be disappointed, bitter, and bitter vampires are dangerous." "No," Jade whispered. "Please, I need this. You need to go home. Get a real job. Stop chasing Hollywood. It will destroy you." Dominic's voice was almost kind. "Consider tonight a gift. This is a wake-up call." "You're eliminated," Jade's face crumbled. "You're going to kill me." "No. You were honest, talented. I don't kill talent." Dominic gestured to the door. "That door is unlocked now. This door is exclusively for your use. Walk through it. Go home. Live your human life. Forget this night." Jade stared at the door, then at Maya. "You're really going to do it? Become one of them?" Maya nodded. "I don't have a choice." "Yes, you do. We both do. We can leave together. Right now. Walk away from this insanity. Have you ever had someone offer you an escape and realized you don't want it? When the nightmare is somehow better than going back to your old life?" "I'm staying," Maya said. Jade looked at her with pity. "Then you've already lost." She walked off the stage. She left the stage and walked through the theater. To the door. She pushed it open. Light spilled in. Dawn light, morning. The audition had lasted all night. Jade stepped through. The door closed behind her. Locked again. Maya was alone with Dominic and the shadows. She'd won, and she'd lost everything. "Congratulations, Maya Rivera," Dominic said. "You are my choice. My creation, my legacy. What happens now?" Maya asked. "Now you transform. Now you die and are reborn. Now you become eternal. Will it hurt?" "Yes. It will hurt more than anything you've ever experienced. But pain is temporary. Immortality is forever." Dominic walked toward her. "Are you ready?" "No, but does it matter?" "Not really. You agreed when you walked through those doors. You performed. You won. Now you pay the price." Maya's hand shook. "What if I run? What if I try to leave? The door is locked. For you, it will always be locked. This is true unless you undergo a transformation. Then you can come and go as you please. This theater will be your home, your sanctuary, your prison when you need it. How many others live here? 7, my previous creations. These are the individuals who have yet to depart. Some stay for decades, some leave after a few years, but they all come back eventually. This is where they were born, in darkness, in theater, in me." Dominic was in front of her now. Close. She could smell him. He smelled of old books, expensive cologne, and something else entirely. Something dead. "This is the final opportunity to plead for mercy," he said. "Would it help?" "No, but it would be entertaining." Maya lifted her chin. "Then let's get this over with." Dominic smiled. "You're going to be magnificent." His eyes went black. His fangs extended. His fangs were longer than Maya could have imagined. Sharp, deadly, beautiful. He struck. The pain was immediate, searing. It felt as intense as fire coursing through her veins. Maya screamed. She was unable to control her emotions. The pain was too much, too intense, too everything. Dominic held her, gentle. He held her with the gentleness of a lover, but his teeth were buried in her neck. Drinking, draining, killing. Maya's vision blurred. The theater spun. She was dying, actually dying. Her heartbeat slowed. Slower, slower, slower. The world faded to gray, then black. This is what death feels like. Cold, empty, silent. The atmosphere was somehow peaceful and serene. Like finally resting after running for years, Maya Cole died in that theater. At dawn, in the arms of a vampire. And something else began. Maya woke to darkness. Not the darkness of closed eyes. The darkness was akin to that of a coffin. She was lying in something soft, velvet. Her hands touched wood above her. Smooth, polished. She was in a box. Buried. Dead. Panic surged. She pushed against the lid. It flew open, easily. It seemed to be weightless. Maya sat up, looked around. She was in a small room. Stone walls, candles, Gothic, underground. Several. Other coffins lined the walls, closed one. Coffin was open. Empty. The coffin next to hers was empty. Dominic sat in a chair, nearby, watching. "Welcome back." "How long?" Maya's voice sounded wrong. Too smooth. Too perfect. 3 days. "Your body took time to transform, but you survived." Maya looked at her hands. Pale. Perfect. Not her hands. "Vampire hands. I'm dead," she whispered. "You're undead. There's a difference." Dominic stood. "Come, you need to feed. The hunger will be overwhelming soon." As if summoning it, hunger crashed through Maya. Not stomach hunger. Soul hunger. She needed blood. Needed it now. She needed it, or she'd go insane. "Easy," Dominic said. "I have blood ready. Fresh. You'll feed. The hunger will fade. And then we'll talk about your new life." He led her through corridors. Upstairs. Into a room that looked like a dining room. Elegant. Old. Wrong. 7 people sat at the table. All beautiful. All pale. All vampires. Dominic's other creations are also present. "Everyone, this is Maya. Maya is my newest child. Be kind." She's still adjusting. They stared at her, curious, hungry, judging. A woman spoke. Blonde. Stunning. Another actress. How predictable. "Be nice, Vivian," Dominic said. "You were an actress too. 1950s, remember?" Vivian smiled, sharp. I try to forget. A man stood, young-looking, handsome. I'm Marcus. Welcome to the family. It's not as bad as you think. We have rules, structure. Dominic takes care of us. Until he doesn't, another woman muttered. Dark-haired, bitter-looking, hollow eyes, lost. That's Catherine, Marcus said quietly. Don't mind her. She's struggling. Catherine didn't respond. Catherine just stared at nothing. The madness was already consuming her. Maya could see it. Maya could see the vacant look in her eyes. Maya could see the empty eyes and the broken soul. The gradual deterioration of one's mental state is evident. Have you ever seen someone who's given up? Have you ever witnessed someone who has surrendered, even though they are still breathing? Catherine was that. A warning. It was a future that Maya desperately wanted to avoid. Ignore her, Dominic said sharply. Catherine won't be with us much longer. She's made her choice. The implication was clear. Catherine would be gone soon. A mercy killing. This story serves as another cautionary tale. Maya needs to feed, Marcus said, breaking the tension. I'll show her. Marcus led Maya to another room. A kitchen. Modern. The kitchen seemed out of place in this Gothic building. He opened a refrigerator. Inside were blood bags. The refrigerator contained dozens of blood bags. Medical blood. Labeled. Dated. We don't hunt humans anymore, Marcus explained. Dominic has connections, hospitals, blood banks. We get what we need without killing. It's not as satisfying as fresh blood, but it's safer, cleaner. He handed Maya a bag. She tore it open, drank. The blood tasted like heaven. The taste was akin to the essence of life itself. The hunger receded. Slightly. This was sufficient for contemplation. How long have you been here? Maya asked. 30 years. Dominic turned me in 1993. I was a dancer. Broadway. He saw me perform. He offered me the opportunity to live forever. I said yes, stupid. Why stupid? Because I thought it would be glamorous, exciting, but it's just lonely. Everyone I knew is dead or old. My family thinks I'm dead. I can't go back to my old life. I am unable to create a new life. I'm stuck. Forever young. Forever alone. Forever hungry. Maya's chest tightened. That's what I have to look forward to? If you stay, some vampires leave, make new lives, new identities. It's possible, but hard, lonely, and you'll always be what you are. Monster, predator, other. Have you ever achieved your goal and realized it's not what you wanted? When does success feel like failure? Dominic said I could be a star, Maya said. That his other creations became famous. Marcus laughed, bitter. Some did. Vivian was in a few films, got roles because she was beautiful. Timeless. But it's not fame like you think. You can't do interviews. It can't be seen in daylight. Can't age. You get a few years. Perhaps you have a decade to spare. Then you have to disappear. Fake your death. Start over. It's exhausting. So what do? For centuries? Exist. Watch the world change. Collect hobbies. Try not to go insane. Some of us make it, some don't. Catherine is close to breaking. Another few weeks and Dominic will have to put her down. Put her down? Kill her permanently. When vampires go insane, they become dangerous. Kill humans. Expose our kind. Dominic can't allow that. So he ends them. Quick, clean, final. Maya set down the empty blood bag. I made a mistake. I should have left with Jade, probably. But you didn't. You're one of us now. Forever. Make the best of it. Or don't. Either way, welcome to eternity. He left. Maya stood alone in the kitchen. A vampire. A monster. She was an actress who had finally received her big break. And it was hell. Maya spent her first week as a vampire learning the rules. Rule 1. Never go outside during the day. Sunlight wouldn't kill her instantly, but it would burn, weaken, make her vulnerable. Rule 2. Feed every 3 days. The hunger was manageable with discipline, but skip too many feedings and she'd lose control. Hunt humans. Become what she feared. Rule 3. Never tell humans what you are. Never turn humans without permission. Never expose the vampire world. Break any rule and Dominic would punish her. How? He never specified. But Maya saw the fear in the other vampire's eyes when he spoke. That was enough. The theater became her prison. Beautiful, historic, suffocating. During the day they slept in coffins, underground. The coffins were located in the stone room beneath the stage. They were shielded from the sunlight. They were protected from the outside world. At night, they woke, fed. They were left with nothing to do. Some vampires read. Vivienne collected art. Marcus practiced dance in the empty theater. Catherine just sat. She was staring at a blank wall. She was slowly dying from the inside out. Maya tried to adjust, tried to find purpose. But what was the point of immortality if you couldn't live? On her 10th night, Dominic summoned her to his office. A room at the top of the theater, elegant, expensive. The room was filled with photographs. Maya looked at them. Recognized faces, famous faces. Movie stars from various decades have graced the screen. All beautiful. They were all captured in a timeless moment. My creations, Dominic said. 37 over 500 years. Some stayed with me, some left. All of them became legends. Did they want to leave? Maya asked. Some did. Some didn't. The ones who left successfully made new lives, new identities. They're out there now, living, thriving, adapting to each new century. And the ones who didn't leave successfully? Dominic was quiet. They died. They usually died by their own hand. Immortality is a gift for the strong, a curse for the weak. Maya looked at a photo. The photo showed a woman from the 1920s. Stunning. Sad eyes. That's Eleanor, Dominic said. I turned her in 1923. She was a stage actress, brilliant, but she couldn't adapt. She was unable to let go of her human existence. She walked into the sun in 1935. She spent the next 12 years as a vampire. Then nothing. You couldn't stop her? I tried. But I can't force someone to want immortality. If they're determined to die, they'll find a way. Dominic moved closer to Maya. Why did I call you here? My intention was to warn you. You have that same look Eleanor had. That desperation. That regret. I need to know. Will you survive this? Or should I end you now before you suffer? The question hung in the air. Heavy. Final. Have you ever been asked if you want to live and didn't know the answer? When existence feels too heavy to bear but death feels too final? I don't know, Maya whispered. I don't know if I can do this. Forever. Centuries of this emptiness. Then find purpose. Create something. Learn something. Love something. Immortality is what you make of it. Dominic's eyes were almost kind. I've lived 500 years. Some were glorious. Some were hell. But I kept going. Curiosity outweighs despair. I want to see what happens next, always. What if nothing happens? What if it's just endless repetition? Then you make something happen. You're an actress, Maya. You understand performance. Life is performance. Immortality is the longest performance. Play it well, he dismissed her. Maya left. But his words echoed in her head. Life is performance. Maybe he was right. Maybe she needed to stop mourning her human life and start building her vampire one. Maya started exploring the theater. Really exploring. It was massive. 5 floors. There were dozens of rooms available. Most abandoned. Forgotten. She found old costumes. Props. She discovered scripts from productions that were decades old. The theater had been alive once. The theater was once full of actors, audiences, and art. Now it was just a vampire's tomb. In a storage room on the 4th floor, Maya found something unexpected. A laptop, old but functional, hidden under boxes. The laptop was covered in dust, carefully tucked away where Dominic's ancient senses might not reach. Even 500-year-old vampires had limits, Maya realized. He couldn't see and hear everything. Not perfectly. She opened it. Battery dead, but there was a charger. She plugged it in, waited, it turned on. No password. The desktop showed folders, documents, photos. Maya opened a folder labeled Escape Plans. Inside were detailed notes, maps, research. Someone had been planning to escape. The plan was to flee from Dominic, to run. The last modified date was 3 months ago. Maya's heart raced. Who wrote this? And where were they now? She asked Marcus. He looked scared when she mentioned the laptop. Where did you find that? 4th floor, storage room. Who does it belong to? Marcus glanced around. He checked to make sure no one was listening. Daniel, he was one of us. Turned in 2010. Young, smart, ambitious. He wanted to leave, build a tech company, use his immortality to become wealthy, powerful. What happened to him? He tried to run. The incident occurred 3 months ago. He managed to reach as far as San Francisco. Dominic found him. Dominic successfully returned him to his home, and Marcus swallowed. and made an example of him, meaning the implication is that Daniel no longer exists. Dominic killed him, permanently. This occurred in full view of everyone present, to remind us what happens when we try to leave without permission. Maya's blood ran cold. Permission? We need permission to leave? Officially, no. Dominic says we're free to go any time. But unofficially, try to leave and he hunts you down. He is determined to bring you back. Punishes you. Alternatively, he may decide to kill you. Whichever he's in the mood for. That's insane. We're prisoners. We're his creations. His children. He doesn't see it as imprisonment. He sees it as protection. Guidance. Family. Marcus looked at her. Don't try to run, Maya. You'll end up like Daniel. Dead, forgotten, a warning to the rest of us. But Maya couldn't let it go. She studied Daniel's files. His plans were detailed, smart. He'd found weaknesses in Dominic's control. Patterns. Times when Dominic left the theater. They were left unsupervised. Daniel had been planning to run during the day. The plan was to run during the night, when Dominic was sleeping. When he's weakest, it hadn't worked. But maybe that was because Daniel was alone. What if Maya got the others to help? What if they all ran together? There would be strength in numbers. Groups provide a sense of safety. Maya started talking to the others. Carefully, quietly. They were taking their time. Vivian wasn't interested. I've been here 70 years. I've made peace with it. Why would I leave now? Catherine didn't respond. Too far gone. The madness had consumed her. Within days, maybe a week, Dominic would end her suffering. Another mercy killing, another lesson in the price of immortality. But Marcus listened, and so did 3 others. Samuel, a vampire from the 1980s. Rachel turned in 2005. And Thomas, the newest before Maya, turned just 6 months ago. You're really thinking about running? Samuel asked. Yes, but not alone. Together. All of us. Dominic will kill us, Rachel said. He always finds runners, always. Daniel ran alone. He had no help, no resources. But what if we pooled our knowledge? Our money? What if we had a plan? Thomas leaned forward. What kind of plan? Maya pulled out Daniel's laptop. Maya presented them with the files. Daniel did the hard work. He found Dominic's patterns, his weaknesses. We just have to improve on his plan. Make it work. They studied the files, debated, argued, doubted, but slowly they started to believe. They began to feel a sense of hope. Maybe escape was possible. Maybe they could be free. You know that feeling when a desperate plan starts to feel real? When hope replaces fear? When you realize you might actually survive? Okay, Marcus said finally. I'm in. I'd rather die trying to escape than spend another 30 years in this theater. Samuel nodded. Me too. Rachel hesitated. Then, if we do this, we do it right. No mistakes. There will be no second chances. Dominic won't forgive this. It's escape or death. I know, Maya said. And I choose escape, Thomas smiled. Then let's plan a prison break. They spent 2 weeks preparing. They held their meetings in secret, gathering resources, money, fake IDs, transportation. Daniel's plan had been solo. Drive to San Francisco. Hide in a vampire-friendly city where Dominic had less influence. Maya's plan was better. They'd split up, go to different cities, ensure it is more challenging for Dominic to track everyone, then regroup later, start new lives, new identities. Rachel had contacts. Rachel was in contact with other vampires who had successfully escaped. They'd help, provide shelter, protection. Samuel had money. He accumulated wealth through decades of investments. He could fund their new lives. Marcus had courage. He'd go first. Test the route. Make sure it was safe. Thomas had youth, energy. He'd watch Dominic. Report his movements. Please inform them when it is safe to proceed. And Maya had desperation, the fuel that made impossible plans possible. The night came. The night arrived 3 weeks after Maya's transformation. A Thursday. Dominic had a meeting downtown. He'd be gone from sunset to midnight. 4 hours. Enough time to run. They managed to escape far enough to prevent him from catching them right away. They gathered in the storage room. Bags packed. Cash ready. 1 car's waiting outside. Stolen, untraceable. Is everyone clear on the plan? Maya asked. Everyone nodded in agreement. Marcus goes first. Marcus drives to Seattle. Rachel goes to Portland. Samuel is on his way to Denver. Thomas is heading to Phoenix. I'll go to San Diego. We stay separated for 1 month. Then we regroup in Austin. Rachel's contact will meet us there. What should we do if Dominic finds us before then? Thomas asked. Run! Don't come back! Don't lead him to the others. Save yourself. Grim, but honest. Marcus stood. Let's do this before I lose my nerve. They moved through the theater. Quiet, fast, careful. The front door was locked from the inside. But they had the key. The key was taken from Dominic's office. Marcus unlocked it. The door opened. Night air rushed in. Freedom, go, Maya whispered. Go now, Marcus ran. He dashed into the street, into the city, into freedom. Rachel went next. Then Samuel. Then Thomas. Maya was last. She stood at the threshold. She cast her gaze back toward the theater, her prison, her coffin, her nightmare. Then she stepped through. She stepped into the darkness. In Los Angeles. She stepped into a new chapter of her life. Behind her, the theater stood silent, empty, waiting, but not for long. Dominic was expected to return home soon, and he would know, and he would hunt, but Maya didn't care. She was free for now, and now was enough. She ran. Fast. She ran faster than a human could. Vampire fast. The city blurred around her. The car was 2 blocks away. She could make it. She reached the car, got in. The key was in the ignition. She turned it. The engine roared. Freedom. She'd done it. She'd actually done it. Maya drove. She drove out of downtown, toward the freeway, toward San Diego, toward escape. The city lights faded behind her. The open road stretched ahead, empty, dark, promising. For the first time in weeks, Maya smiled. It was a genuine smile, not performance, just joy. She was free. Then her phone buzzed. A text. The text was from an unknown number. She looked at it. Her smile faded. Did you really think I wouldn't know? Come back now, or your friends die. You have 1 hour. DV. Maya's hands tightened on the steering wheel. Her chest went cold. He knew. Of course he knew. He'd always known this wasn't escape. This was a test, and she'd just failed. Maya stared at the text. 1 hour. Return or they die. She could keep driving. Disappear into San Diego. Start over. Let Marcus, Rachel, Samuel, and Thomas face Dominic alone. Save herself. But that would make her like Dominic. Dominic was a monster who sacrificed others for his own personal gain. Maya made a U-turn. She headed back to the theater. She drove fast. Vampire reflexes made her fearless. She wove through traffic. She skillfully navigated through red lights. She managed to return within 40 minutes. The theater doors were open. Lights spilled out. Warm, inviting. A trap. Maya parked, got out, walked inside. The other 4 were already there. On stage, they were positioned on their knees. They had their hands bound with silver chains. The silver burned their skin. Smoke rose from the contact points. Dominic stood behind them, calm, smiling. Maya, welcome back. I'm glad you made the right choice. Let them go, Maya said. This was my plan. My idea. Punish me, not them. Oh, I'll punish you. I intend to punish all of you. But first, we need to talk about trust, about loyalty, about family. Dominic walked to the edge of the stage. Did you really think you could escape? That I wouldn't know? How did you know? Marcus asked. His voice was pained. The silver was burning deep. That's because I'm 500 years old. I've seen every escape attempt, every rebellion, every clever plan. Dominic gestured to the theater. This building is mine. Every room, every shadow, every sound. I hear everything, see everything, know everything. He'd been watching them the whole time, listening to their plans, letting them think they could succeed. This was a test, Maya realized. You wanted to see if we'd try to run. Of course, I test all my creations. Some pass. Some fail. You 5 failed spectacularly. Dominic's smile faded. But I'm curious, Maya, you came back? You could have kept running. Why didn't you? Because they're my friends. I won't let them die for my mistakes, friends. Dominic laughed. You've known them for 3 weeks. They're not your friends. They're fellow prisoners. And you came back because you're weak. Sentimental. Human still, despite the transformation. Is that a bad thing? Yes, humanity is weakness. Sentiment is weakness. You'll never survive immortality if you cling to human emotions. You need to let go. Become what you are. Monster, predator, survivor. Maya looked at the 4 vampires on their knees, in pain, suffering, because of her. Have you ever realized that the right choice and the easy choice are never the same? When doing right means sacrificing everything? What's the punishment? Maya asked. I haven't decided yet. Normally, I'd kill one of you, make an example, but you all came back. That shows loyalty, stupidity, but loyalty. Dominic paced to the stage. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to give you all a choice. This is the same choice I presented to you on the night of the audition. Stay and serve me, forever. No more escape attempts. Complete obedience. Or leave. Right now. Walk out that door, and I'll never come after you. Liar, Samuel said. You killed Daniel. He tried to leave, and you murdered him. I killed Daniel because he was weak. Couldn't survive on his own. He could have exposed us within a month. I was merciful. Ended him quickly. Dominic looked at each of them. But you five are different. You planned together. You collaborated effectively as a team. You might actually survive out there, so I'm offering you freedom. Real freedom. One-time offer. Take it or don't. Silence. The offer hung in the air. Too good. Too easy. What's the catch? Rachel asked. No catch. But understand this. If you leave, you're on your own. No protection. No resources, no family. Other vampires will see you as rogues. Hunters will target you. Humans will fear you. You'll be alone. Forever. Is that freedom? Or just a different prison? Maya's mind raced. This was a choice. This was a genuine decision. Stay imprisoned but safe. Or leave free but vulnerable. I need to know something first, Maya said. Why do you keep us here? Why create vampires just to trap them? What's the point? Dominic was quiet for a long moment. Because immortality is lonely? Unbearably lonely. I've lived 500 years. Watched empires rise and fall. Watched everyone I ever cared about turn to dust. The only constant is my creations. My children. You're the only family I have. The only thing that makes eternity bearable. For the first time, Maya saw something in Dominic's eyes. Sadness. Deep, ancient, real. You're lonely, she said. This isn't about control. It's about connection. You need us more than we need you. Perhaps. But that doesn't change the situation. Choose. Stay or go. But choose now. Marcus spoke first. I'm leaving. I've been here 30 years. That's enough. I'll take my chances out there. Very well. Dominic removed his silver chains. You're free. Go. Marcus stood, rubbed his burned wrists. He glanced at the others. Anyone else? Samuel stood. Me. I'm done with this place. And me, Rachel said. Thomas hesitated. Thomas hesitated for a moment before shaking his head. No, I'm staying. I've only been a vampire for 6 months. I'm not ready for the outside world. Not alone. 3 are leaving. 1 is staying. All eyes turned to Maya. What's your choice? Dominic asked. Maya looked at Marcus, Samuel, and Rachel. Free, brave. He bravely walked into the unknown. Then at Thomas, safe, scared. Choosing the cage was the next step. Then go to Dominic. Lonely. Desperate. He clings to his creations, akin to a drowning man clutching driftwood. What would you choose? Safety or freedom? Cage or wilderness? Should I choose family or independence? I'm staying, Maya said. Everyone stared at her. What? Marcus couldn't believe it. Maya, this is our chance. This is our sole opportunity. Take it. I can't. Not yet. I've been a vampire for 3 weeks. I don't know how to survive. I might get killed, or even worse, I could expose our kind. I need more time. More training. Then I'll leave. But not today, Dominic smiled. Wise choice. Don't call it wise. Call it practical. I'm not staying because I want to. I'm staying because I have to. But the moment I'm ready, I'm gone. And you won't stop me. We'll see. Dominic turned to the 3 who chose freedom. Go, before I change my mind. Marcus, Samuel, and Rachel left. They departed through the front doors. They stepped out into the darkness of Los Angeles. Into freedom. Maya watched them go. Felt envy, regret, and relief. She'd made the right choice. She wasn't ready. Not yet. But someday she would be. Dominic released Thomas from his chains. Go rest. Both of you should rest. We'll discuss your punishment tomorrow. Punishment? You said... I said you could leave. You stayed. That doesn't erase the escape attempt. There are still consequences. Dominic's eyes were cold. But not death. Something else. Something that will teach you loyalty. He left. Thomas and Maya stood alone on the stage. Why did you really stay? Thomas asked. I told you. I'm not ready. Bullshit. You're stronger than Marcus. You possess a higher level of intellect than Samuel. You could survive. So why? Maya was quiet. Then, because he's right about loneliness. He's right about immortality being unbearable when alone. Those 3 will make it a few years. They might survive for a decade or more. Then they'll come back. Or they'll die. Or they'll go insane. Because vampires aren't meant to be alone. And you think staying here is better? I think I need to learn. From Dominic. From Vivian. I have received messages from each of them. I need to understand what I am before I can figure out how to live as one. Does that make sense? Unfortunately, yes. Thomas smiled sadly. We're prisoners who chose our chains. That's the tragedy. They went to their coffins. To sleep. For a few hours they sought to escape consciousness. But Maya lay awake in the darkness, thinking. She'd made her choice. Stayed. She remained dedicated to learning. To survive, but she hadn't given up on freedom. She had simply postponed her journey towards freedom. Someday she'd leave. And she'd do it right. She'd be ready, strong, capable, and Dominic wouldn't be able to stop her. The punishment came the next night. Dominic gathered everyone in the main theater. Maya, Thomas, Vivienne, and 4 others whom Maya barely knew were present. Catherine was gone. Dominic had ended it last week. The madness had finally consumed her completely. She'd started screaming at dawn, clawing at the walls, begging for death. Dominic had granted her mercy. A quick death, a warning to all of them about the price of giving up. Maya and Thomas attempted to escape, Dominic announced. They convinced 3 others to join them. The pair cannot go unpunished, so here is their consequence. For the next year, they are forbidden from feeding on stored blood. They must hunt. Live prey only. Human prey? Maya's stomach dropped. What? No, you said we don't have to hunt humans. That we can use blood banks? You can. They can't. This provision is only applicable for a period of 1 year. You wanted freedom. The answer is freedom. You have the liberty to embody your true self. Hunters, predators, monsters. I won't do it. I won't kill people. Then you'll starve. And when the hunger becomes unbearable, you'll kill anyway. But messily, violently, uncontrollably. So you have a choice. Hunt with discipline or hunt like an animal. Either way you'll hunt. Thomas looked like he might be sick. It's possible for vampires to experience sickness. There has to be another way. There isn't. This is your punishment. Accept it or leave right now. I'll let you go. But you'll still have to hunt. You'll still have to kill. At least here, I'll teach you how to do it without destroying your soul completely. Dominic left them with that. The cruelty of it. That was the harsh reality they faced. They had to become the monsters they feared. They either had to embrace their fears or face certain death in the process. 1 week later, Maya stood in an alley downtown. Watching, waiting, hunting. Dominic had taught her the rules. Never kill someone innocent. Never kill someone with family. Choose criminals. Choose people who hurt others. Make the world slightly better with each kill. It doesn't make it right, Dominic had said. But it makes it bearable. You'll still be a killer. But at least you'll be a killer with standards. Maya watched a man stumble out of a bar. Drunk. Violent. She could smell it on him. The anger. The cruelty. She'd followed him for 3 nights. She had witnessed him assault his girlfriend. Scream at waitresses. Start fights. He was a wicked person. The world wouldn't miss him, but taking his life still felt wrong. Evil. Monstrous. Maya stepped out of the shadows. The man saw her, smiled. He mistakenly believed she was just another lovely girl. Hey, beautiful. You lost? No, Maya said. Are you? She moved fast. Vampire fast. Grabbed him. Bit him. Drank. The blood was warm, fresh, alive. The taste was superior to anything one could find in a plastic bag. Nothing she had ever tasted came close to matching the taste. The man struggled, weakened, died. Maya let him drop. She wiped her mouth, stood in the alley. A killer, a monster, a vampire. She had overstepped her boundaries. She had committed the act she had vowed never to undertake. And the worst part? It felt good. The power. The control. The hunt. She was becoming what Dominic wanted, what vampire nature demanded, and she didn't know how to stop it. Have you ever felt yourself changing into something you hate? Have you ever felt yourself changing into something you hate? Especially when the monster inside wins and you can no longer fight it? Maya walked away from the body, into the night. She stepped into her new life as a hunter. She'd stayed to learn, to prepare, to survive. But she was learning the wrong lessons. She was turning into a different person than she had always been, and she didn't know if she could ever go back. 1 year passed, Maya hunted 37 people. She kept count, wrote their names in a journal, remembered their faces: criminals, abusers, rapists, murderers who'd escaped justice. She chose carefully, made each death count for something, but it didn't make it right. It just made it bearable. Thomas hunted 42. He kept count too. They'd compare notes sometimes, share the guilt, the weight, the slow death of their humanity. "Do you think we're evil?" Thomas asked one night. "Yes," Maya said. "But we're alive. That has to count for something, does it? We're killing people to survive. That's the definition of evil. Then we're evil. What do you want me to say? That we're heroes? That we're justified? We're not. We're monsters. We just have to decide what kind of monsters we want to be." Thomas was quiet. Then, "The kind that survives. That's all we can be now." Maybe he was right. Survival was its own morality, its own justification, or maybe that's what monsters told themselves to sleep at night. The year of punishment ended. Maya and Thomas were allowed to return stored blood. No more hunting, no more killing. Maya thought she'd feel relief. Instead, she felt empty, hollow, like something inside her had died during those 12 months. Her humanity, maybe, the part that cared. That felt guilt. That wanted to be good. She was a vampire now, fully, completely, no more pretending, no more human heart beating inside a monster's body. Just a monster. Pure, simple, true. Dominic noticed the change. "You've adapted well, better than I expected. Is that a compliment?" An observation. Most vampires who hunt for a year either go insane or become addicted. You did neither. You maintained control, discipline. That's rare. Valuable. I killed 37 people. I'm a mass murderer. You're a survivor. There's a difference. Dominic sat across from her. They were in his office, surrounded by photographs of dead movie stars. "You've learned what you needed to learn. You're ready now." "Ready for what?" "To leave. To start your life. Your real life. As a vampire. Out there. In the world." Dominic gestured to the window. "I'm releasing you. No strings. No conditions. You're free." Maya stared at him. "Why?" "Because you stayed when you could have run. You accepted your punishment. You learned the hard lessons. You've earned freedom. Real freedom. Not the false freedom of escape. The freedom of mastery, of self-control, of understanding what you are. And if I want to stay, then stay. But I think you know you can't. Not anymore. You've outgrown this place, this cage. You need space, distance, a chance to build something of your own." Maya looked around the office, the theater, the place that had been her prison and her school for a year. Dominic was right. She couldn't stay. Not anymore. What about Thomas? Thomas can decide for himself. But I suspect he'll stay. He's not ready. May never be ready. Some vampires need structure, need family, need someone to tell them what to do. That's not weakness. That's self-awareness. And the others? Marcus, Samuel, and Rachel. Did they survive? Dominic smiled. "See for yourself." He handed her a tablet. On it were social media profiles. 3 profiles. Marcus in Seattle, Samuel in Denver, Rachel in Portland, all alive, all thriving. New identities, new lives. Free. "They made it," Maya whispered. "Of course they did. I never wanted them to fail. I wanted them to succeed. On their own terms, not mine." Dominic stood. "That's the truth, Maya. I'm not a jailer. I'm a teacher. I hold on too tight because I'm afraid of losing my creations, afraid of being alone. But holding tight just pushes them away. I've learned that over 500 years, learned it 37 times. And I still haven't figured out how to let go." For the first time, Maya saw Dominic clearly. Not as a monster, not as a master, as a person, lonely, scared, trying to build a family from creatures who couldn't love him back. "You're tragic," Maya said. "You know that?" "All vampires are tragic. That's what immortality is, living long enough to watch everything you love turn to dust. We're all tragic. We just cope differently. Have you ever understood your enemy and realized they were just broken, when cruelty comes from pain, not evil?" "Thank you," Maya said, "for everything. The transformation, the lessons, even the punishment. I hate you for it. But I needed it. I know. That's why I did it." Dominic walked to the door. "Go tonight. Don't say goodbye to anyone. Don't look back. Just go. Start your life. And maybe in a century or 2 come visit. Tell me how it went. How immortality treated you. If you survived it better than I did." He left. Maya sat alone in the office, surrounded by ghosts of vampires past. 37 creations. Some were successful, some do not. All of them are trying to figure out how to live forever. Now it was Maya's turn. She packed light. Just clothes, cash, fake IDs, everything she needed to start over. Thomas found her. "You're leaving." "Yes. Can I come?" Maya looked at him, young, lost, desperate for direction. "No, you need to stay. Figure out who you are first. Then leave. On your own terms. Not following me. Not following anyone. Just you." "I don't know how to do that." "Neither did I. But I learned. You will too." Maya hugged him. "Thank you for trying to escape with me. For being brave when I needed someone to believe in the plan. You're stronger than you think. So are you." She left him there, walked through the theater one last time, past the stage where she'd auditioned, past the coffin where she'd died and been reborn, past the lobby where she'd first walked in desperate and human. She wasn't that person anymore. That person was dead. Maya Rivera, the struggling actress, was gone, buried in that coffin, burned away by vampire transformation. Someone else walked out of the Orpheum Theatre. Someone stronger, darker, more dangerous. Someone who'd survived Hollywood's deadliest audition. Maya drove north, toward San Francisco, toward Marcus. He'd offered her a place to stay when she was ready to leave. A community of vampires who'd escaped their makers, who'd built new lives, new families, rogues technically, but free rogues, living on their own terms. The city lights faded behind her. The open road stretched ahead. Dark, empty, full of possibility. Maya turned on the radio. A song played. Something about dreams and darkness and finding yourself in the shadows appropriate. She drove through the whole night, fast, fearless, alive, in a way she'd never been as a human. Maybe that was the gift of vampirism. Not immortality, not power, but the freedom that came from having nothing left to lose. She'd lost her humanity, her morals, her old self, everything that made her Maya. But she gained something, too, strength, clarity, purpose. She knew what she was now, monster, killer, survivor, and she was okay with that. Finally, completely, truly. She reached San Francisco just before dawn, found Marcus's address, an old Victorian house, beautiful, gothic, perfect for vampires. She knocked. Marcus answered, smiled. "You made it. I made it. How do you feel?" "Free, terrified, alive, all of it." "Good. That's how you're supposed to feel. Come in, meet the family." "Your new family." Maya stepped inside. The house was full of vampires, maybe 20, all refugees from makers like Dominic, all building new lives. All free, they welcomed her, offered blood, offered space, offered belonging, and for the first time in a year, Maya felt something like hope. Maybe immortality didn't have to be lonely. Maybe she could build something here, something good, something worth living centuries for, or maybe she'd fail. Maybe she'd end up like Eleanor, walking into the sun after a few decades of despair, but at least she'd fail on her own terms. Free, unchained, choosing her own path. Epilogue 5. Years later, Maya stood backstage in a small theater in San Francisco. Not Dominic's stage, her own stage, intimate, independent, hers. She'd built it with Marcus and Rachel and Samuel. A place for vampire artists. A place to create without hiding. A place to perform for their own kind. The theater opened at 8 p.m. Evening performances. Safe from daylight. Every show was carefully timed so the vampire audience could arrive after sunset and leave before dawn approached. Tonight was opening night. A new play, original, written by Thomas. He'd left Dominic's theater 2 years ago. Finally ready. Finally strong enough, he'd found Maya, joined her community. Started writing, creating, living. The audience filled in. Vampires from all over California, coming to see art made by their own kind, for their own kind. Maya waited backstage, nervous, excited, alive. The lights dimmed. The curtain rose. The play began, and Maya watched from the wings. Proud, free, home. She'd survived Hollywood's deadliest audition, survived the transformation, survived the year of hunting. Survived Dominic's lessons, and she'd built something from it. Something beautiful. Something worth immortality. She was still a monster. Still a killer. Still a vampire. But she was also an artist. A creator. A survivor. And maybe that was enough. Maybe that was all anyone could ask for. Human or vampire, mortal or immortal, to survive, to create, to find meaning in the darkness, to keep performing, even when the audience couldn't see you, even when the stage was empty, even when the applause never came, to keep going, keep trying, keep living, because what else was there? What else could you do with forever? You could despair, like Dominic, collecting creations to fill the void. Or you could create, like Maya, building community, building art, building purpose. Have you ever found yourself in the darkness and decided to make light? When the nightmare becomes the canvas for something beautiful? The play ended. The audience applauded. Vampires cheering for vampires, monsters celebrating monsters. And Maya smiled. A real smile, not performance, just joy. She'd made it, survived, thrived, found her place in the immortal world, the role of a lifetime, literally, not the role Dominic offered, not the fame, not the Hollywood dream, something better, something real, something hers. Maya Rivera, failed actress turned successful vampire, the girl who auditioned at midnight and became something more than human, more than a monster. She became herself, finally, completely, eternally, and that was the best performance of all. The end.